traders. Today is the 8th of February 2021, and we've got quite a few things to discuss with regards to the crypto market today. So I'm going to jump straight into it. We're going to start on the daily chart for Bitcoin actually. Let me just get to Bitcoin first. There we go. So one of the key things that I want to pay attention to for Bitcoin right now, let's just go to the daily chart so we can chat. First of all, this is starting to look really, really good, really healthy, really bullish, but still on the daily chart, we're seeing a decline in volume while price action is moving up. So this is making me think that this could be a bull trap. So to simplify it, if you're not a trader and you don't know what a bull trap means, it means that they're getting everybody to think it's bullish, the price is going to go up, but then there's actually no participation from the bigger players in the market. They're not really supporting what the price is doing here. So this could be a potential short-term short squeeze, getting some of the over-leveraged short positions out of the market, creating enough liquidity for the institutional investors as well as the whales to push price much lower. So I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to crash, but I don't see any volume backing this on a daily chart. And that for me is a warning sign for sure. So before we see any kind of volume coming through here and perhaps a daily candle close above 41,000, let's call it 400, I wouldn't be looking for Bitcoin to make any kind of new all-time highs back up to 50K, maybe 55K, maybe even 58K. So I've still got those levels in the back of my mind, but I am very cautious with this price action. In fact, I could even say that I wouldn't be looking to buy Bitcoin unless it makes its way back down to $35,000 a coin, somewhere around here. We are currently at previous resistance. You can see this level has been resistance in the past. So another reason why I wouldn't be looking to buy Bitcoin anytime soon. We are seeing previous resistance holding as support currently. But then again, look, even on the 4-hour chart, we started seeing some volume and we started seeing some breakouts. But once we got up here, we ran out of volume once again. So from the shorter term time frames point of view, I'd be waiting patiently for Bitcoin to break below 36,700, let's call it that. And then I'd look for a potential short opportunity back down to 35K. If Bitcoin makes it back down there, I'd be looking at this as a buying opportunity around 35K. To the same token, if Bitcoin breaks above this previous level, this previous liquid zone, and we see an increase in volume, that's very important, then I'd be looking for Bitcoin to make its further extensions up to around 50K, maybe 45K first would be a level to keep an eye on, and then beyond that. So overall, looking bullish slash slightly bearish. I think we're seeing a bull trap here, potentially catching all the retail traders off guard, getting all of them to become super bullish. And it's like I said in some of my previous market updates, once the entire market, the whole global economy becomes overly bullish, that's usually when professionals and smart money take profit. So, and that's usually when we see panic sells and we see dumps in their global economy, including cryptos. Remember, these are all correlated markets that all move together. Some people say that Bitcoin and the stock market is not correlated. I beg to differ. If you look at this, for example, just throughout the last 2 years, even since 2018, we can see that the Bitcoin charts actually made a low back in 2018 around December. So if we go to the Dow Jones, which is the world stock market, we can see the exact same thing around December 2018 made a low. Then Bitcoin went on a rally from that low all the way to make a high, only to come back down and dump because of Corona. So let's see. Then we continued to go up, made a high, and then we saw a dump with Corona. So we can see they are very much correlated. Then Bitcoin started breaking out and the world stock market started breaking out as well. Both these markets look overly bullish, yes, and I wouldn't be looking to short for longer term positions. Maybe short term positions I'd be happy to short, but overall running out of volume. We can see even on the weekly chart for Bitcoin running out of volume, and we have some major divergences playing here on the weekly chart as well. So is it possible that Bitcoin could be coming back down? I think it is very possible for Bitcoin to come back down and test these lower levels that we've been speaking about for weeks and weeks and weeks now. So let's talk about these levels one more time. Sorry, let me just go back to the weekly and just explain this. On the weekly chart, the level that I'm paying attention to is about $26,000, somewhere around there. So 26K, let's have a look at the daily chart where that lines up with. It actually lines up with the 100 exponential, somewhere around here. I do think Bitcoin could potentially start breaking back down and do something like this before we see any kind of bullish extensions to the upside. So I'm patiently waiting for the chart to show us exactly what it wants to do. I'm not rushing into positions at the moment. So on the 4-hour chart, let's just talk about how this could lead into a deeper retracement. It's like I said, once we take out this $36,700 level to the downside, I'd be looking for Bitcoin to make a run back down to 35K. If we break below 35K, I'd be looking for a further extension back down to around 32,000, maybe even 30,000, 31,000. If Bitcoin breaks 31,000, that's when I'll be looking for 26,300 to be met with some major support. And this would be, in my opinion, one of the best buy zones for Bitcoin moving into the future. Okay, so that's Bitcoin looking pretty good. Looks like we've got quite a few trade setups for the week. Let's talk about Ethereum here real quick. Ethereum looking extremely bullish. Once again, we see a drop in volume. I don't like what I'm seeing here. This is not a signal of health, a sign of health, in my opinion. If we go back to the weekly chart, we can see that we also dramatically dropping in volume, seeing some major bearish divergences on the weekly chart. I will not take that very lightly. Again, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the markets are making tops here. And while everybody's screaming for new all-time highs, and I do think short term we could see the prices jump back up, I think overall we're going to make our way back down. And one of the levels I'm paying attention to for Ethereum is around $930 per coin. So let's go back to the daily chart and see where that's more or less. So that actually lines up with this level right here, the 100 exponential, same as the Bitcoin chart. If this level breaks, I'll be looking for it to make its way back down to about below $700 per Ethereum. Again, shorter term, let's talk about the shorter term time frames here. Could we see potentially that Ethereum comes back down and holds support here around $1,431? Definitely, but then I want to see volume. I want to see some decent volume coming through the market here. We can actually go ahead and delete that level. We now have a brand new liquid zone to pay attention to. And if this liquid zone is violated, I'd be looking for, then and only then will I be looking for Ethereum to make an extension higher, maybe to $2,000 and beyond. But for now, this level is being respected as resistance. We don't really see too much support being formed here. We see a little bit of a bounce on the 55, nothing major really. I'd wait for this major support to be reached and retested before I'm going to be looking to buy. So for Ethereum, I'm looking for a break above this level and a hold above that level, or I'm looking for a hold above this level so that we can buy. Or if we break these levels, like I said, I think $900 per Ethereum is going to be a decent target to the downside. But again, I'll be very patient and wait for the market to confirm its direction before I take position. So right now I'm in zero positions in the market. Um, I'm waiting for the market to show me exactly what's the next step. So Chainlink, let's chat about Chainlink real quick. Currently, Chainlink as well has been quite a powerful coin. It's been one of the best performing coins in my portfolio, my longer term portfolio, as well as my shorter term portfolios. So Chainlink is definitely one to keep an eye on, but we've got a major resistance level presenting itself here now. Um, we've been rejected from this liquid zone once, twice, three times, four times, and a few times over the weekend. So before Chainlink breaks above this, I would be looking for Chainlink to make its way back down lower. Again, I think about this $20 level as the best area to get involved in Chainlink for a medium term to longer term swing position. And then, of course, if we go back to the daily, look at this. Again, no volume while price is moving up. I think this is a bull trap, and I think the market is getting ready to dump. Um, and there's not a lot of people that like to talk about this stuff because they always want to be positive about the market. I'm going to give you the truth. The facts are in the charts. I can't lie to you. The charts will show the truth. So I trade the truth. I don't trade the media. I don't trade the news. I don't trade fundamentals. I trade the facts in the charts. So for Chainlink, one of the other levels to pay attention to is around $17 a pop. I think if we do make our way back down to around $17, I think Chainlink is going to have a significant bounce. This was quite a significant level of structure as well. Resistance right there, came back down, tested it as support. Um, we are potentially seeing a rising wedge being formed here while volume is declining, which could have a measured move to the downside. So let's just talk about that real quick. Let me just throw this in for you guys. There we go. Some kind of rising wedge here. And if we were to take a measured move from this bad boy, we could see prices come as low as, here we go. Like I said, around the $17 mark. That would be a great level for me to buy some coins, excuse me, and be quite aggressive with my buying around those levels and accumulate for longer term positions as well. So Chainlink looking okay, but again, toppy. Most of the markets are looking really toppy to me. Bitcoin Cash, again, toppy. This is not a sign of health here. We are making lower lows and lower highs. Yes, we closed on higher highs here, but overall, this market structure is still bearish. Overall, most of the crypto market structures are bearish except for Ethereum, Chainlink, and a few other outliers like BNB, but we'll get into those in just a sec. Bitcoin Cash still short-term bearish here. Um, we wanted to take a trade as soon as it broke above this liquid zone. Then we took some profits. I think we took 25% of the profits off the table, then got stopped out on break even on this particular trade. I'm actually waiting patiently for Bitcoin Cash to make a break to the downside so that I can start shorting it back down to $378 a pop. Okay, so that's Bitcoin Cash. Not really much to talk about there other than that. Ripple, still looking pretty constructive here for Ripple. We are seeing volume behind these moves, these upward swings, but we're starting to run out of volume as we speak. So is this all just profit taking before we see the next lift off higher? I think I'll have to be patient with this one as well. I don't like the setup here as much as the rest of the cryptos. Um, I think this is a very volatile asset, and we'll have to be patient in order to take the right trade with this one. But as soon as we do get the right trade, I'll be happy to share that one with you guys. Litecoin looked very bullish, but now again, looking like it could be setting up for a shorter term pullback with a potential head and shoulders pattern, break the neckline, perhaps come back down to about 135. But Litecoin, again, it's very difficult for me to be bullish on some of these altcoins simply because of the fact that we're seeing lower lows and lower highs. Let's talk about Uniswap. Uniswap, same potential pattern as Litecoin. We could see a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and then a breakdown in price. So for Uniswap right now, I've cleared out all my longer term positions, medium term positions. We don't have any shorter term positions. Um, Again, just being patient, waiting for the price to show us exactly what it wants to do. If it starts breaking down here, I'd be looking to buy Uniswap around $15. I think that's going to be a significant level. So $15, definitely an area that I believe Uniswap will take a short-term bounce at least back up to $16, $17 a pop. So definitely keeping an eye on that one. We do have a little bit of a brand new liquid zone that formed here. It's a tiny liquid zone, but I will pay attention to this liquid zone because I can manage my risk from this area. So there we go. That's Uniswap. But nothing really major to talk about here. I wouldn't be looking to long Uniswap unless we break above $20.70. And to the same token, I wouldn't be looking to short Uniswap unless we break below $16.63. Let's quickly chat about Neo. Neo looks like it wants to continue to the upside here. There's certainly a lot more volume coming through on this chart than most of the other altcoins, and it does look like it wants to make one more push towards $27, $28 a pop. So on a 4-hour chart, looking pretty constructive, looking pretty okay, but again, I'd be cautious to take any positions from this level, mainly because of the fact that most of the other markets are looking a little bit toppy to me. And I think most of these markets are going to come back down. Let's talk about BNB. Broke above this liquid zone and just skyrocketed back up. We definitely have this as a potential liquid zone, and we definitely have this top to keep in mind. This top is a significant top. We can see that we came straight back down, retested this previous level of resistance as support, and now currently we're just kind of moving sideways between these levels. It's looking pretty powerful. We see some decent volume coming through here. So if BNB breaks above $75, I'd be happy to take a long position. But let's see, what is the daily saying here? Is the daily agreeing with us? It actually is. The daily looks very healthy in my opinion. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is looking a little bit more toppy to me, if I'm completely honest. The weekly does look like it wants to pull back. Anything at about $40 per BNB is going to be a very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful buy opportunity. But then again, on the 4-hour, it looks really bullish here. I would be very surprised if this thing doesn't continue to the upside today, at least shorter term. So let's just see where it could be heading. I think if we take our extension tool here, 1618 is probably going to be the first target, and then the 2618 is probably going to be the next target to the upside. So around $84 and $98 would be pretty decent levels to keep an eye on as targets. So I'll keep an eye on this one. BNB possibly breaking to the upside and possibly could be making some decent gains here. Let's talk about Monero. Monero again, trying to get to the bullishness on this one, trying to recover itself and prove to us that this is a coin not to be missed. But same as Bitcoin here, I'll be quite neutral unless we break above this liquid zone around 160, or we come back down, test this, hold as support, or we come back down to 133 and hold as support. So those are the three levels for Monero I'm keeping an eye on. And let me just see, I think that's pretty much it for today. So remember to be safe, trade with proper risk management, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers for now.